Hello, hello, it's Kim Corallo, Shut the Front Door Too. We are a wreath door hanger vintage gift store. We are out of Lexington, Kentucky. If you're new here, we own 2 booth spaces in Nicholasville, Kentucky. Actually 3, but 2 of them are in one location. Actually 4, 3 of them are in one location. And so let's get started with our thrift haul. If you follow along, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it very, very much. Got some good vintage to show you today. And like always, we intend to take the majority of this to our booth spaces. However, if you see something that you just really want more information on or would like to have, reach out. I know it's an extra step. We've been doing it that way for just a bit until Etsy's up and going again. And it's worked out super great. Let's just go ahead and get started with this piece of blown glass. It's in red and green, which, you know, is traditionally probably considered Christmas colors, but with it being right here at the holiday, I just thought it was a really beautiful combination. It's a really good piece of glass. It's a vase, so I was happy to find it. Picked it up. It doesn't glow or anything like that, but I was still excited to find it. I found a good amount of these Shakespeare leather-bound books. They all have gold on the spine, and they all have, you know, the name of the book and this emblem or whatever on the front of the cover. I've sold a bunch of what I've picked up, but I do have several more. The size is what makes these really special. Well, I mean, I would say just being Shakespeare books, but the colorway, the size, everything about it to me is really special. Was really excited to find them. A handmade piece of art, and when I picked it up, I had no idea that these were horses, which, you know, it was upside down, this glass piece, so, you know, give me a little bit of grace there, but anything handmade, I'm drawn to it. You're going to hear it over and over and over again. Art is one of my very, very favorite things, and anytime someone can take a piece of glass and make this, and then, you know, they come up with the stand, and these are just flat, I think they're called flathead nails, and the wood. It isn't signed. And obviously I haven't cleaned anything yet. I haven't done research yet, so I'll hopefully know more about this piece before it gets priced, but I do think that it's amazing. Found a piece of Blanco, and this one's a clear water pitcher. I never pass them up. This one I believe is a little older because under black light where the thicker glass is, it does fluoresce. It didn't come with pictures. It didn't come with flowers, and I don't intend to keep it. But my husband cleaned up our zinnia bed, and this was the remaining flowers that were left. And when I came home, he had them in here. So this was just sitting on the counter from where I had cleaned it. So I think it looks really great as a vase. That's just a good little idea if you're not intending to use it for its intended purpose. Pottery is an all-time favorite, and right here at the gift giving season, things like this just make really good gifts. It's a spoon rest. The colorway is really great. It does have a little bit of blue in there, but overall it's green, and I think green's a good neutral. I'll always stand by that. This isn't something I picked up this week, and I'm really angry at myself because I can't read the name on here, but I picked this up. I had intended to keep it for myself. I said that in the video. It's enamel over copper. It's beautiful. I had said in the video that it was unsigned piece, but I just didn't see it. It is signed, and I can't read the last name, and I can't remember it right off. It's a California artist who has passed away, Jade Snow, and I'm sorry, I can't remember what the last name was, and I can't read it off the signature. This art is, it's amazing. I knew it was amazing, but I had no idea the value of her pieces. And the retail value of this is around that $400 mark. That is not the reason why I'm keeping it. I have things that have really probably no monetary value in my collection. I keep things that just speak to me. And the reason why I was keeping this was because I love enamel over copper, and I hardly ever find large, oh, I've never found a piece this large. I will also say that when I find things, I sometimes just love them for a little while and then I move them on. So you may see this at a later date online or in the booth spaces, just an FYI. Brass is a win. And this, my friends, is just one of, and I think I found 8. There may only be 6. There could have even been 12. I just only brought the one out to show. They're napkin rings. But let me show you what you could also use napkin rings for. Orbs, marbles, anything round that doesn't come with a base, that needs a base, I pick them up all the time. This orb is just a globe and probably the 80s. And I've held on to this for a minute because I didn't really know what to do with that. But if you have an extra napkin ring sitting around, that would look great on a side table or on a shelf, even a candlestick. So that's just an idea. Glowy glass is something that is so desirable right now. This is a flower frog. I love a flower frog. I can't hardly believe that I am giving this one up, but I have collected so many. I actually have 2 in this collection that I found that I'm actually going to move on. I don't have a uranium glass one, but I don't collect uranium glass, but I have several this style. So I'm passing this along to one of you. And then the other one will come along later in the video. I found a couple of these nesting dolls. This one does have some paint flaking, but otherwise in good condition. Has 3 pieces. All 3 pieces are there. This little guy, the last piece is a turkey, and all 3 pieces are there. I found some more, I found a handful of equestrian things, and I found some more julep cups. So I usually kind of hold back and do try to do displays for closer to Derby Day, but I'm not holding back. I'm going to go ahead and do a nice equestrian type of display, and then just hope that I am lucky enough to keep finding things as Derby Day approaches so that I could have something for Derby Day as well. Found a whole box of wooden ornaments, and I think this is one of the cutest ones. They're all pretty cute. Some are a little bit bigger than others. These wooden ornaments really look good on a smaller tree. If you put these on your big tree, they're probably going to get lost. But if you have like a little tree that you could put on a side table, I think that would really look cute and stand out. And I think what I'll do is kind of let the entire container go as one instead of splitting them up. Oh, let me show you this. I found this beautiful piece of art. I didn't know anything about this filly, and I still don't know a lot. I just researched who it was because I just didn't know. And living in the horse capital of the world, you would think I would know more about horse racing. I just don't. But I do love it, and I do love anything equestrian. So this is Ruffin, and she was a famous filly And that's all I'm going to say about her, because I just don't want to get the information wrong. And the glass needs to be cleaned. It looks like they attempted to clean it, but it's all streaky. And it has the museum glass. The frame is really, really good. The matting is really good. And this is a great size for someone to get started with, because you could hang it on your wall. You could put it in a gallery wall. You could put it on an easel, on a table. You could put it on some shelving units. It would just depend on how, much space you have. But it's really, really beautiful. I have stuff just everywhere, guys. Let me go ahead and show you this mirror. This is I'm trying not to blind you. This is an Italian mirror, and it has absolutely the best look, in my opinion. It is, the gold is, I'm gonna say this is not gilded, because I think that Florentine, I'm going to stop right there because I don't know. And I'm going to do research on that. And so I will be able to put that on the tag. But there is, from the wear and age, there's some black specks inside the mirror. The back side, the person who owned this previously, this is where it says Italy, and how I can tell you that's Italian. The mirror, I suppose, was loose, so they've taped it with this white tape. None of that bothers me, because that's all on the back side. And for the age of the piece, it's probably something that should just be expected. Ashtrays are things that I do pick up from time to time. I'm not a smoker. I know there are people out there that smoke, and so obviously you could use it for its intended purpose. But if you're not a smoker, ashtrays work great for catch-alls. And this is a great size, would work really good to catch your keys on an entryway table. You'll also hear me say that I love a box. I just do, because they're great to corral things. This one's not huge, but it would look good on a coffee table, and I think it's big enough to catch the remotes. It has the well, I think it might have had, I'm just seeing this, it might have had inserts at one time that are no longer with the box, so it would have made it a 3-compartment box. But it will catch, your remotes to hide them. It would look great on a shelf or a side table. It's covered in that tapestry fabric, which is so popular right now and so desirable right now. And it has just a fun little handle on the top. It could be handmade. I'm not sure. Again, I didn't do any research, and I think the tapestry, I think that they're books, but there's not enough of the fabric anywhere for me to say 100%, but the colorway is really, really good. Found a really good size basket. These are called buttocks baskets, I guess, because of the way they're made. This one is big enough that you could use this like on your hearth to put your blanket in, or just beside a chair to put a blanket in. It's the largest one I've ever found, but I was thrilled to have found it. Okay, let me show you this. Vanity trays. I love this one. I love that it's oval. It's in great shape, but I also love that you could hang it as a mirror. It has a hook, or use it as a vanity. And I was able to find a little perfume bottle. This one is probably 80s, but the little pink color is sweet. And that, I just think it's just super sweet. I found 3 felted ornaments, and these felted ornaments, I dig them so much. I love Christmas. And I have so much Christmas, but I haven't grabbed it all out. And there could be some things that I'd be willing to part with in order to keep these. I only brought the one out, but I do think I'm going to pass them along because they're so good. Just so, so good. I found an Italian Florentine tray. It's not in perfect shape, but guys, when you find these, they're usually not. So it never holds me back because I love them. People love them. They make great trays to just put on a coffee table and do a vignette on, but they also make great backdrops. The colorways are just always really, really beautiful. This is, I found a small one in the gold and the cream before. This is the first time I found the larger one in the gold and the cream. And talking about equestrian, I picked this up for the horses and for the just the horseshoe. It's advertisement. I don't know how old it is, but I think that stuck inside this flower frog that I'm also going to let go. I have this style. I have, I don't know, probably 8 or more in this style. So I'm going to let one of these go too. They make great holders for ephemera. Am I saying that correct? And I just think that it's not something, you know, something like this, it's not for everyone, but it's something that there are collectors, just horse people. I'm kind of getting lost on my words here because I'm not a big advertising person. It's not something I'm super drawn to, but there are people out there that love the advertising. And so that is the reason why I normally wouldn't pick it up. The advertising is like a bonus. That's going to probably be the person who buys this, the person who loves that. I picked it up for this. I picked it up for the horse, for the colorway, the horses, the colorway, and the horseshoe. Sure, that took a long time to get out. I found 2 of these, and I've always been drawn to these metals. Sometimes they're Italian made. I don't know if this one is, but the colorway on it is stunning and neutral. These would be great just to pop a potted plant in. They would be great to put a Christmas tree in. They're just great all the way around. And I was thrilled to be able to pick up 2. I have its mate. These are, I don't know the brand of these. They look like Lenox, but they're not marked, and Lenox, I think, always marks their pieces, but it does have that look if you're a Lenox person. I just love deer, and I think deer are great at Christmas time, but I also think things like this can go all winter. A little divided nut tray. It's probably silver plate. I couldn't find a marking, so I would guess silver plate. But these are just really, really great things too to have like on your bedside to catch your rings. I found a handful of these horses that are some kind of resin, I think. But I thought that with them being horses, I ended up picking up all of them. I've had things like this before. I didn't have anything currently, so I suppose that there are people out there that like them. Love a little basket, love a little lidded basket, love anything that has texture to it. When you add things like this, it adds a lot of warmth to a shelving unit or vignette. And you know, I never pass up driftwood. It always fits in with the styling that I do in my booths. This is a small piece, and I love it for the size. I will try, when I set up the vignette, using driftwood so that I can show you guys what I mean. The warmth that it adds, the uniqueness that it adds. I will make sure that I will, next video, I'll get some photographs. I'm not finishing my sentences here because I'm excited about the driftwood. I will get the photographs and show you what I mean, how you can fit it in. It fits in with that style that I talk about a lot, that sort of moody vibe that I'm so drawn to, that I talk about. Like if you go into a library or a study in someone's home, sometimes they're darker and warm and moody. But a good way to describe that so that you can picture it a little bit better is that Ralph Lauren aesthetic, because that is sort of the vibe that I'm talking about when I, you know, not necessarily just always plaids and always equestrian, but things like this fit in with that vibe very well, I think. Okay. Oh, let me show you this. I'm going to show you everything, but I love a good beaded runner. But this one is so cool. Look at those colors, guys. It's not very big. I didn't measure it, but I can measure it if you guys need more information. There are no beads missing, and that, my friends, is a miracle. These things usually have beads missing, and a lot of times I'll leave them behind just for that reason. I have had this plate before, and so I already knew that it was a winner. This is, well, I can tell you what the back says. It was made in Western Germany, and this falls into that chinoiserie kind of a, I don't know why I said it like that, but maybe I'm making up my own language here, but it falls into that category. I am not 100% sure of the age, but with it being Western Germany, I can tell you it is old. I'm just not exactly sure if it's antique. And I was super excited to find this, and I do have a couple of more plates that I will probably put it with, and not sold as a set or anything, but display it with, because whoever wants this is probably going to love the other ones as well. And I'm trying to think of the other, I can't think of the other term that I'm trying to, you know, I'm talking in circles here, trying to get that word to come to mind, and I don't think it's going to. That's okay. We don't have to know everything, right? I mean, I certainly don't. Found this black plate with this gold, because it isn't, the silver embossing here. I have some other black glass that I am putting into a Christmas display, and so when I found this, I was really excited because I needed something to be a catch-all for a couple of little ornaments. So that's exactly what this is going to be. And this is the Mac Daddy of the equestrian. Well, actually, the horse print probably was, but I found a rider's hat, and you would think, living in the state of Kentucky, that these may be plentiful, but I don't know that I have ever seen one in what I would call the wild. And what I mean by the wild is like an actual thrift store or an estate sale. Estate sales are my favorite ways to shop, but you know, thrift store or that type of thing. So I was excited. I don't know how old it is, but it'll make a great styling moment for this equestrian look that I'm going for. Found this little box that has the little brass horse on it. It's just wood. Loved it. Don't really want to get rid of it, to be honest. Oh, this may be one of my very favorite things. So you guys know that I have shown you before these book racks. I have found, at least 3 or 4, and they've all been wooden. This one's brass, and I was gonna shine it up, but after I decided to do this equestrian display, I think I'm gonna leave the patina on it. I think it'll look really, really good in my display, and they expand out. So, this is as small as this one gets, and then you just put your books in there and it holds your books. Super cute, super cute. And also they display flat, or not display. If you need to put it away, it folds flat so it doesn't take up a lot of room in storage. Horse brass, I have a few more pieces, and I probably tucked them away for Derby, so I'm not exactly sure where I've tucked them. I've got to untuck them so that I can put them out, because I found these 2 pieces. These are great ornaments. There's a history behind horse brass, and I don't know the full history. What I know is that these used to be placed on the horse, maybe the bridle, I don't know. But this has a meaning. And then oftentimes all of the stuff around it, these don't have anything around them, but, well, this one has sort of a wreath around it and then some words, but they all have meaning. And I think that's really cool, because I never knew that. And sometimes they have holes in them, and the holes have meaning too. And this one has an actual horse, but this one was made into a necklace. So I was going to take this off, to be honest, and I was going to use the horse brass on my own tree, but I've decided that I don't really have a tree that I can do that with. And if you know, you know, guys, I have a lot of trees, and I'm not buying another. Well, we actually did buy another tree. My husband did that. And so I'm going to pass them along, and instead of taking this off, I'm going to leave it as a necklace, because I think it really is cool. So, let's see if I can get back here. So like maybe with, like a real, like a black sweater or something like that, that could really make it pop. Someone may really, really enjoy that, and it could end up being like a really good gift. If they don't, they can cut it off and use it just for the horse brass. Guys, that's all we have for you today. We appreciate you so much being here. We hope that you have a great day, and we will talk to you really soon.